Hi everyone, my name is Danny Walker. I am a former National American Miss Southern California Junior Teen and Teen Queen. Each year at state, I was able to place or win the talent competition and place at the national pageant. I'm here to share some of my tips and tricks with you so then you can do your best at your next state or national pageant. So my number one piece of advice for talent for NAM is actually a combination of two things, which is its performance value, so the level of entertainment that you're able to bring with your specific talent, as well as the level of difficulty for your specific talent and your age division. So those are the two things that I like to remind girls to think about when you're preparing for your talent competition. A really common question that I get a lot is, do I have to have the most amazing technique in the world or be a prima ballerina or amazing studio dancer in order to win a talent competition? And I believe the answer to that is no. I think that every girl should personally assess her own strengths and weaknesses. So if you happen to be able to do an aerial or 80 fouettes in a row, that's awesome, and I think you should definitely include that in your routine. But if you're a little bit more like me and you rely more upon the style of your dance, then you should really recognize that and put your best foot forward and use your stylization to really draw in the judges. So remember, it's not only those tricks that you're doing, but it is the choreography itself. There's lately been a trend that I've noticed in dance competitions, and that is many girls are just focusing on acro dancing. It's, I guess, is the new term for it, and it's a combination of gymnastics. And what happens is we're losing a lot of the choreography or the things that really put something into a specific dance genre. So while it's great to be able to do those things during a competition and maybe impressive, don't forget to really throw in that choreography, especially if your technique isn't that strong. It's really going to help, like I said, boost the value of it's going to boost your entertainment value for your dance talent. Something that a lot of dancers overlook at NAM is the surface of the floor, and I think, and the stage in general. So I think it's really important to always stay safe, and I suggest for dancers to, unless you're doing a point routine or you're doing a tap routine, to maybe bring a few pairs of shoes or test out the floor barefoot to see if that's the best option for you. I also suggest for girls that if you are going to be wearing shoes on the stage, because it is slippery, to use firm grip. I wish that I had a bottle of it with me right now. Unfortunately, I don't, but it's a white bottle and it's an aerosol spray and it's made of rosin. So it's just an aerosol rosin, and rosin is what ballet dancers use to dip their point shoes in so they get a little bit more grip on a stage. And this is especially important with NAM, as the dancers that I work with, I encourage them to spray just a little bit on the bottom of their shoes to give them that extra grip. And in addition to that, I would suggest for girls, to really use the entire stage. Use all of the space that they're giving you. So don't just stay at the middle, but dance in front of both tables of judges on your right and your left. Use the back and the front of the stage. I think that it adds a lot more dimension to your routine as well, and it's something to just kind of like help boost you over the top and increase your chances of placement or winning with a dance routine. I think that a lot of dancers tend to forget, especially if they have awesome technique, is that you're presenting an entire performance for the judges, and you want to consider that your hair and your makeup and your costume really reflects the style that you're doing. So if you're doing ballet, whether it's on point or it's a flat, then you can definitely wear a tutu. It is a pageant, so you can do something kind of more impressive. Or if you're a tap dancer, a lot of girls do stuff with fringe or velvet materials or metallics or lots of rhinestones, things like that, to kind of really reflect your piece, because typically tap dancers do something that's really upbeat. So you kind of want to wear something with bright colors or lots of embellishments, things like that. Or if you're a lyrical dancer, it's nice to stick to something that's very flowy, that reflects the mood and the emotion of your piece, and even the colors of your costume can help to reflect that. And just don't forget that hair and makeup. Make sure that your hair isn't in your face while you're dancing. They want to see that. They want to see the expressions while you're dancing. everything to really be able to score you properly. And also just don't forget that the judges are a part of your audience. I like to tell girls to look at the judges 80% of the time and 20% audience. You know, they have the best seats in the house, and you want to pay attention to them and really be able to work your facials that you're going to be doing with your piece, whether it's something with a lot of emotion or it's something really happy. You want them to see that, and you really just don't want to ignore them while you're on that stage. You want to be there. You're there to really make a connection with those judges, so don't forget that. A lot of girls feel kind of discouraged because they don't know if there's going to be another dancer there with that's going to pull out a ton of tricks. And it's true, you don't know that, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't try. And I think it's always great to compete and just push yourself to constantly improve. So one way that I believe is really important for dancers with less technique to improve is to work on your transitions. So while you may not have that perfect, back split leap, or you may not be able to have your full splits on either side, you can definitely improve the overall quality of your dance by focusing on the transitions. So if you're going to do something like a tombe pas de bourrée, make sure that you're held up high and that your transitions are smooth and your pliés are deep, and that's actually going to be helping your leaps and all of your other tricks that you're going to be doing. But just don't neglect those transitions. Your dance isn't always about the tricks. It's about those moments in between, and a lot of the times that's a favorite part of mine when I'm watching dancers. It's not always the tricks, but it's the connection between those tricks. So just something I like to remind dancers is that you're performing for everyone. You're not just performing for a group that is familiar or very involved in the dance community. You're actually performing for judges who may have a background in singing or instruments, or maybe they're a talent scout, so they've seen anything and everything. So just, it always kind of goes back to when you're looking for, what style am I going to perform, because many dancers are trained in several different styles. When you're looking at, what style should I perform and what song should I choose and what should I kind of go with, just remember that it should be entertaining to everyone, not just to people who can appreciate dance or who are familiar with, many different dance styles.